Divine alignment before transition is one of the most crucial moments in a chosen one's journey because it is the silent bridge between what was and what is about to be. Before any great shift, there comes a divine rearranging of circumstances, people, and even emotions. This is not coincidence, it is divine orchestration. God never allows a chosen one to enter a new season unprepared or misaligned. He starts to shift everything around you, your mindset, your environment, your priorities, so that you can step into what He has destined for you without the weight of what no longer serves your purpose. Sometimes this alignment feels uncomfortable because it often involves loss, isolation, or confusion. But what feels like things falling apart is really God setting the foundation for divine order. He is clearing distractions and separating you from energies that would interfere with your next assignment. The people who drift away, the opportunities that close, the delays you experience, all of these are part of a greater alignment process designed to move you from where you are to where you are meant to be. During this time, the chosen ones may feel an internal pull that is hard to explain. It's the feeling of being called higher, even when the path ahead looks uncertain. You might find yourself losing interest in things that once excited you, or you might notice a sudden clarity about what no longer fits in your life. This is divine pruning. God removes the unnecessary branches so that your roots can grow deeper. Every great move of God begins with separation, not celebration. The divine alignment process strips away the old version of you, forcing you to rely completely on faith instead of familiarity. It's in this space of uncertainty that God teaches obedience. He wants you to follow His voice, not your comfort zone. When things start to shift quickly and unpredictably, it's often a sign that heaven is moving on your behalf. What looks like instability is actually divine stability being built beneath the surface. In seasons of divine alignment, timing becomes everything. God will begin to highlight when to move, when to speak, and when to stay still. You will start noticing divine delays that protect you from premature decisions. The chosen ones are not meant to rush divine timing, they are meant to flow with it. Many times, the greatest test is patience, the willingness to trust that God's plan is unfolding perfectly even when it doesn't look like it. Divine alignment requires surrender. It means releasing the illusion of control and trusting that every step, even the confusing ones, is being directed by divine intelligence. The universe, under God's command, starts to rearrange itself in your favor. You'll notice confirmations appearing through numbers, dreams, unexpected conversations, or sudden inner peace about decisions that once caused anxiety. All of these are divine signposts showing that you are moving in the right direction. For the chosen ones, divine alignment is not about comfort, it's about calling. Many are tempted to hold on to old versions of themselves because of fear or loyalty, but this is the moment when faith must override attachment. If God is asking you to let go, it's because He's preparing to replace it with something greater. Before transition, there's always tension, the stretching of your spirit as it expands to carry more purpose. You are being prepared to walk in rooms where your old mindset cannot survive. God is upgrading your discernment, your strength, and your endurance. He is teaching you how to listen beyond noise, how to act with precision, and how to trust when the outcome is hidden. Alignment doesn't happen in chaos, it happens through surrender. You will feel pushed to declutter your life, not just physically but spiritually. Old habits, toxic conversations, and draining environments will no longer feel tolerable. That's your spirit recognizing misalignment. When you are truly in tune with divine timing, your peace becomes your guide. Anything that disturbs that peace is a signal that it's not meant for you in this season. As you approach the days leading up to October 24, 2025, this alignment becomes even more critical. Spiritually, the energy is shifting on a global scale, and God is positioning His chosen ones to be leaders in the transformation that's unfolding. You are being aligned not just for personal blessings but for divine assignments that impact others. The preparation you are going through is refining you to handle greater responsibility. It may feel like pressure, but pressure is what forms diamonds. The silence, the isolation, the confusion, all of it is training for clarity and resilience. When God aligns you, He is not only preparing your circumstances, He is preparing your character. You are being shaped to withstand spiritual warfare, distractions, and temptations that will come with elevation. Every closed door in this season is a form of protection. Every unanswered prayer is divine redirection. God is not ignoring you, He is preparing you. The chosen ones must understand that divine alignment often looks like divine delay, but in reality, it's acceleration disguised as stillness. You may feel like nothing is happening, but spiritually, everything is. Heaven is aligning resources, people, and opportunities in your favor. When the time is right, everything will click into place with divine precision. You won't have to chase, you will attract. You won't have to force, things will flow. This is the reward of alignment, effortless manifestation through obedience. The moment you stop resisting and start trusting, divine order begins to unfold seamlessly. You will recognize that every experience, even the painful ones, was necessary to bring you to this point. God has been aligning you not just for a season but for destiny. Spiritual discernment is the sacred ability to see beyond what is visible, to hear what is unspoken, and to know what only the Spirit can reveal. For the chosen ones, this gift is not optional, it is essential for survival in a world filled with distractions, deception, and spiritual noise. Before a divine shift or major transition, the need for discernment becomes stronger because the closer you get to breakthrough, the more illusions the enemy creates to confuse or delay you. Spiritual discernment allows you to distinguish between what is sent by God and what is disguised to look like it. It helps you sense when something looks good but is not divine, when a voice sounds familiar but carries the wrong frequency, and when an opportunity seems perfect but leads away from your purpose. This inner knowing is the voice of the Holy Spirit guiding you through subtle nudges, sudden warnings, and deep peace that confirms truth without explanation. In moments leading up to great change, discernment becomes your spiritual compass. God communicates in layers, and only those who are attuned to His frequency can interpret the meaning behind signs, dreams, and symbols. You may begin to notice patterns repeating, numbers appearing, or recurring themes in your daily experiences. These are not coincidences but coded messages from the divine realm. Discernment helps you decode them correctly instead of misinterpreting them through emotion or fear. Many chosen ones go through confusion in this phase because their physical reality does not yet match the spiritual messages they're receiving. The key is to trust what your spirit feels over what your eyes see. God often reveals truth in whispers, not in loud announcements. When your spirit feels uneasy about a person, place, or situation, that is divine intelligence trying to protect you from unseen harm. To sharpen discernment, silence becomes necessary. The world is loud with opinions, expectations, and distractions that cloud your spiritual hearing. When you intentionally withdraw from noise through prayer, meditation, solitude, or fasting, you begin to tune your inner ear to the frequency of heaven. In this stillness, you start to hear the difference between your emotions and God's voice. Emotions fluctuate, but divine guidance carries calm authority. Many times, what God speaks to you will contradict logic or social norms because His wisdom does not operate on human understanding. Spiritual discernment teaches you to trust divine timing even when circumstances make no sense. It reminds you that peace is your confirmation and confusion is your warning. Anything that brings peace aligns with your path, anything that breeds anxiety or chaos is not meant for you at that time. As Friday, October 24, 2025, approaches, the spiritual energy intensifies, and so does the need for discernment. This date holds symbolic energy connected to decision-making, clarity, and separation between truth and illusion. The chosen ones will feel a strong urge to evaluate what and who they give their attention to. Every conversation, every connection, every opportunity will carry spiritual weight. You will sense the difference between those who come to support your mission and those who come to drain your energy. Discernment gives you the ability to see intentions before they're spoken. You will begin to feel shifts in people's energy, noticing when something feels off even if their words sound right. This is spiritual protection working in your favor. God is revealing hidden motives, exposing false alliances, and showing you where not to plant your energy. When you honor these warnings, you stay aligned with divine will and avoid unnecessary detours. Developing discernment also means learning the language of the Spirit. God speaks through various mediums: scripture, dreams, synchronicities, and intuition. But without discernment, you might mistake divine messages for coincidences or misinterpret warnings as fear. The Spirit may show you visions, symbols, or even cause sudden emotional shifts to alert you about an unseen truth. Sometimes you'll feel your spirit suddenly withdraw in the middle of a conversation or feel pressure in your chest when you're about to make a wrong move. Those sensations are not random, they are spiritual indicators. The more you listen, the stronger this connection becomes. The chosen ones must train themselves to pause before reacting, to observe before deciding, and to pray before responding. Discernment grows in moments of stillness and humility, not in haste or pride. Another layer of discernment is learning to recognize divine testing. God will often allow certain distractions or opportunities to appear just to see if you've matured spiritually enough to identify them. Not every door that opens is from God, and not every obstacle is from the enemy. Sometimes God closes doors to redirect your path, and sometimes the enemy opens doors to mislead you. Without discernment, it's easy to confuse the two. The chosen ones must learn to sense spiritual energy behind events, not just the physical appearance. You will feel when something carries divine favor, it flows effortlessly and brings peace even in difficulty. You will also sense when something is off, it brings restlessness, confusion, or resistance. Discernment is the ability to recognize that difference instantly and act accordingly without hesitation. God is heightening the spiritual senses of His chosen ones because this next phase requires precision. Every choice, every movement, every alliance has purpose. You cannot afford to move blindly or emotionally. Discernment becomes your weapon and your shield. It exposes deception and reveals direction. The more you practice obedience, the sharper it becomes. Obedience to small inner promptings builds your spiritual muscle to hear clearly when the major instructions come. Many miss their divine timing because they ignore subtle cues from the Spirit, assuming they're insignificant. But discernment teaches that nothing in the divine plan is random. Every whisper matters, every sign counts, every feeling has meaning. In this period leading up to transformation, discernment will separate those who are merely awakened from those who are truly aligned. The world will appear more chaotic, but the chosen ones will move with divine clarity. While others panic, you will sense peace; while others chase validation, you will follow divine confirmation. The Spirit will guide your steps, your words, and even your silence. You will be positioned in the right place at the right time, not by effort but by intuition led by the divine. The more you trust that inner guidance, the more clearly you will see the unseen forces shaping your reality. Spiritual discernment becomes the light that leads you through uncertainty, ensuring that every step you take aligns perfectly with the will of God. Preparation for breakthrough is the most intense and sacred part of a chosen one's journey because it is the stage where everything in your life starts to shift rapidly, often without explanation. This preparation is not about waiting passively for blessings to fall into place. It is an active transformation of your mind, spirit, and environment to match the vibration of what you've been praying for. Before God releases the next phase of your destiny, He refines you through tests that stretch your faith, strengthen your resilience, and silence your fears. You begin to feel like you are being stripped of everything familiar, but this is not punishment, it is purification. God cannot pour new oil into an old vessel. He must first remove the clutter, cleanse your heart, and discipline your emotions so you can hold what He is about to give. In seasons of preparation, many chosen ones face deep isolation. It's a spiritual detox where God removes you from distractions and environments that no longer serve your growth. People may misunderstand you, opportunities may vanish, and doors that once opened easily may suddenly close. This isolation is sacred. It is the divine workshop where your spirit is being rewired. God is teaching you how to operate in stillness, how to hear His voice clearly, and how to depend solely on His timing. When you are hidden, you are being built. It is in the quiet seasons that God trains warriors, molds leaders, and strengthens faith. What feels like rejection is often divine redirection towards something greater. The preparation period is where you learn to trust God even when nothing makes sense, because real faith isn't built in comfort, it's forged in confusion, challenge, and surrender. Preparation for breakthrough also requires discipline. God will begin to highlight habits, relationships, and thought patterns that cannot enter your next season. He may call you to wake up earlier, pray longer, study more, or change your environment completely. These adjustments are not random, they are part of your spiritual training. You are being equipped for divine responsibility. The blessings God has prepared for you require a new level of maturity, focus, and spiritual strength. If you receive them too soon, they can destroy you instead of elevate you. God delays certain manifestations because He's still shaping your character to sustain them. You might feel like nothing is happening, but every day of obedience, every small act of faith, every tear you cry in surrender is building spiritual power that will soon overflow into manifestation. In this stage, spiritual warfare often intensifies. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the more resistance you face. The enemy senses your elevation and tries to plant fear, doubt, and distraction to make you give up. You may experience unexpected challenges, misunderstandings, or emotional heaviness that feels unbearable. But this is a sign that you're on the edge of something powerful. Breakthrough always attracts opposition because light exposes darkness. God is not allowing these trials to destroy you, they are meant to prove your strength and reveal the depth of your faith. Every battle you face now is building endurance for the blessings you will soon carry. You're not losing, you're leveling up. As October 24, 2025, approaches, the spiritual realm is shifting in preparation for this divine acceleration. Many chosen ones will feel the urge to organize their lives, clear emotional baggage, and strengthen their spiritual routines. This is not coincidence, it is divine preparation in action. God is aligning your steps, your thoughts, and your energy so that when the breakthrough moment arrives, you are ready to receive it fully. You may feel spiritually sensitive or emotionally overwhelmed in this season because your spirit is expanding to match the magnitude of your purpose. The old version of you cannot carry the next level of your anointing. You are being transformed internally before external blessings appear. Part of preparation also means learning obedience without full understanding. God may tell you to move without explaining why, to release something that feels valuable, or to forgive someone who hasn't apologized. These acts of obedience unlock supernatural favor. When you obey blindly, you prove that your faith is genuine. Every instruction from God in this season carries purpose. Each small yes creates a ripple effect that leads to your destiny. Sometimes preparation feels like being delayed, but you are not delayed, you are being perfected. What God is preparing for you is bigger than your expectations. He's not just answering prayers, He's building legacy. The chosen ones must understand that breakthrough doesn't always arrive in the form you expect. Sometimes it's not a miracle that falls from heaven but a mindset shift that changes everything. God may give you clarity, revelation, or strategy that opens doors faster than any physical blessing could. You'll realize that true breakthrough starts internally when your spirit aligns with divine truth. External manifestations follow naturally. Preparation teaches you to recognize blessings in disguise and to appreciate growth over comfort. In these final stages of preparation, divine timing becomes your greatest ally. God's process never fails, even when it feels slow. Every setback, every heartbreak, and every delay was a necessary tool in shaping your destiny. You'll begin to see why certain things didn't work out, why people left, and why you had to endure so much. Everything was preparation. The chosen ones were never meant to live ordinary lives, their paths are designed with divine precision. The waiting season, though painful, is proof that something extraordinary is forming beneath the surface. Now is the time to prepare your heart, your mind, and your faith for what's coming. Breakthrough requires readiness spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. You cannot carry new blessings with old wounds. You cannot walk into divine doors with the mindset of defeat. God is inviting you to rise, to align, and to trust. Every moment of struggle, every lesson learned, every quiet night spent in prayer has been a seed planted for your victory. The preparation was never in vain. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is not far away, it's already written in your destiny, and heaven is moving to make it manifest. All that's left is for you to stay faithful, stay grounded, and stay ready, because your preparation is almost complete and your breakthrough is on its way.